Maruchan superfans are everywhere. From the busy moms who want to deliver maximum flavor in a flash to dorm room diners who want to put some slurp in their step. There are a ton of copycats you could use, but if you want to bless your bowl, there's only one true Maruchan. Whether you choose instant lunch, ramen bowls, yakisoba, or restaurant quality gold, Maruchan is the only ramen worth obsessing over. Smiles for all. Maruchan. See what all the ramen hype is about at maruchan.com.
Instagram stories flash briefing. Our article today comes from socialmediatoday.com, how Instagram changed the restaurant industry. But before I get into this article, I want to tell you about my two favorite pizzerias. One is a super cool hipster pizzeria. It is awesome because it has a great Instagram presence and 100 different kinds of pies. They actually cut down to about 30 different kinds of pies because they did the math, and a lot of those pies were actually losing money, which is a story for another time, but they're all over Instagram and they do a phenomenal job of not only highlighting their staff and their creative menu, but also some of the inner workings of what goes on behind the scenes. My other favorite pizzeria has zero Instagram presence, and every time I bring it up to the owner, he says, "We don't do that," and just dismisses my suggestion. I've offered to help several times. I've even showed him how other people are posting about his restaurant on Instagram, but he's not interested in that. However, this article really points out some of the trends that restaurants are forced to do in order to keep their environment Instagrammable, which is a really key thing. And I'm going to get into why this is so important. But first, some of the stats. 69% of millennial diners take a photo of their food before eating it. 59% of millennial diners say they review menus online often or very often. 20% of millennials dine out more than their generational predecessors. 50% of Generation Z prefer limited service and fast casual over full service restaurants. And 30% of millennial diners actively avoid in restaurants with a weak Instagram presence. Quote from Madeline Marco, owner of Media Noche, "The average guest takes pictures for 10 minutes before ordering anything. The order of most grammed foods starts out with pizza and sushi," which is why I started out with that story about the two pizzerias. This article actually makes really good points that I didn't know that restaurants are doing. I just sort of thought that was what was required to be a restaurant today, but restaurants are doing this on purpose. For instance, number 4 on this list, some restaurants are handing out miniature tripods and LED lights to encourage diners to share their snaps. Now, this makes sense. If your patrons show your food in an attractive light, other people will see that food, see the tag of the restaurant, realize that it's close to where they live or they pass by that area or that's a food they want to try, and then they will come into your restaurant. So this is worth the time and effort. If you are someone who owns a restaurant or you work at a restaurant, take control of the Instagram as soon as possible and look at this article for some of the great suggestions, because this is something restaurants are required to do to have a great presence in 2020. As always, you can discuss this article or any others that I talk about in my Facebook group, the Instagram Stories, which you can access by going to facebook.com/groups/IG Stories.